Hey traders, Trader Tim here from E-mini Mind, bringing you another Monday market analysis. Today I wanted to start off with talking about a little bit about taxes. I've had a handful of questions come through as we are in the middle of tax season, and setting your trading entity up as an LLC is a fine way to go. With futures, it's pretty straightforward in terms of getting a 1099. Submitting the documents to your accountant. Whereas with options or stocks, having to match up some of the trades, the cost basis, holding over a year, but being a short-term trade. For example, if you put on a position in December and didn't close that position out until February, carrying over and some things, that gets a little bit trickier. And so setting up your LLC and being taxed as an S Corp allows for those individual trades to not go on your Schedule K. At least that's the way that my accountant over the years has explained to it. So from an accounting standpoint, from a tax standpoint, if you have a lot of option and stock trades, being taxed as an S corp, as a pass-through entity, and organizing your income and expenses on within the S corp is a little bit of a cleaner way to lay things out. But having an LLC for the purposes of being able to open up a business account and have a separate trading account, I think is very valuable in itself. I've got my personal brokerage and retirement accounts, and then I also have the business brokerage account and futures account underneath the business as well. So being able to open up the business accounts or the trading accounts in your business name is a benefit. Carrying back losses is kind of the big benefit that I don't know. I think it gets pitched, but really we're not trying to make up for past losses. The goal here is to be profitable and run our trading as a business. So I certainly wouldn't set up an entity just so that you can carry over losses larger than $3,000. But having the LLC is a nice way to kind of separate your trading account and your personal account. So with the options and futures, stocks, mutual funds, I like to break up the accounts into different buckets, whether it's long-term, short-term, and so separating the short-term trading from the long-term investing by actually have them in a different account and under a different business name versus personal is a nice way to kind of mentally organize all of your finances. So moving on, I just want to touch on where we're at here on the ES. We have a nice, very crisp double bottom here at this 2039 level. Originally, breaking off of the long 2039, we had a nice intraday, couple day intraday setup over a period of 4 days that took us to the target and beyond to 2099s. We talked about how we broke the short, so the long is valid, but we didn't get a reaction here at the next halfway back, 2069s. We can go zoom in there if we want. Oops. And take a closer look. We did, however, get a bounce and a 15-minute at the second test. So there wasn't a whole lot of anything really at 2069s, which is a little surprising that we bounced so hard off of 2040s again. If I go to just the trading hours only and zoom in here, off of this second test of 2039s, we had a super clean 15-minute. Came down right in the morning and rallied right to its target. We went a little bit higher before kind of moving sideways into the overnight. But if I go back to 24 hours on the 15-minute chart, now you can see that we are trending very cleanly higher. And off of this 2039, we have a handful of nice stair step trades that are taking us higher. So if I go back to the daily chart, we're still looking for a long target of 2150s on the ES. It's just a matter of breaking this swing high, and you can see how we've made the double bottom, we've made a lower high. It's possible that we come down here, make another lower high, maybe get a triple test, and then break out super strong. But yeah, this double bottom is definitely super strong. The fact that we've come down and put in a hammer, and that does line up with the congestion behind us. So that's all I really wanted to touch upon for right now. Again, with the taxes, it's not critical to set up an LLC, but it does help. I'll put a link to a blog post I wrote on setting up a entity, and I think I've got a couple other videos I can link in there as well. So if you have specific questions, obviously, talk to your accountant. Trading is a little bit of a gray area still, so there's, find a tax person who is familiar with trader tax. There's Robert Greene's book. There's a couple traders accounting accountants, if you will, through the internet, in different places that are specific to trading that can be helpful. But for the most part, your accountant can handle the basics of futures accounts, some options accounts, stocks, and investments and things like that. So always nice to get things in order, and once it's set up, then it's pretty much straightforward year after year. So with that, we will talk to you next week.